and far between now. You have a lot of procedurals on television, and cable is really the home of high concept, but they don't always work. So I think we were operating.
Thank you, Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, that's our best special effect.
That's our secret weapon.
But I think you hope that it works, but in the back, and you enjoy the experience, which was remarkable and life-changing for me and for Dylan and for everybody else. But you're very guarded because you know that one of two things will happen. It's either going to be incredible and you'll find your audience and people who will connect with the characters, or it will be disastrously bad, as is true of any high-concept show.
And it seems like the momentum for the show is building more so after we finish the first season, which is really interesting too. It's becoming kind of a cult favorite,
which is crazy.
It's like just a brand new show.
Usually only happens like after the second or third season,
right.
It's stunning.
Well, speaking of your cult following, this is your first Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And that was at
my second, but my first proper, the first time I came to Comic-Con, I was with that kid's show. It was a really lovely little series called Oh my God, you're Tiffany Vogue. Hi! Shite. Hi. You're so sweet. We'll do this out. I'll fawn over you afterward. I did a really great show. But it was a kid's show, and it was, it was just a natural history. It was one of my, home to some of my most precious memories. But it was a different experience. This is much more.
They didn't have vodka in the green room.
There's that. I was a lot more nervous for the carpets, that's for sure. But it was also, the show had just come out, so it was. And whereas this time around, people have seen Orphan Black, and there's a fandom growing, Plum Club.
Yeah. I saw the Nerd HQ panel. I was there for that. So I saw your reaction to that.
How good of a singer is he? So me putting him on the spot.
The Taylor Swift.
Jay Swift. Jay Swift. I was going to join in. I started beatboxing too, but Tatiana was too good at beatboxing. I was like, I'm going to ruin this.
She's pretty much just good at everything. That was really... when you work here, you're very much in a bubble, and you have very limited interaction with anyone who's watching the show. I'm kind of in disbelief that anybody watches it outside of, like, my mom and like, my family out east, and, like,
all our parents just get together and watch the show.
They're basically keeping it on the air. And to have that momentary connection where you know what I mean? Like
great.
The energy was contagious.
fantastic.
It was wonderful.
Kind of hits you square in the chest. It was like a bit of a sucker punch.
Yeah.
And we did get a little emotional. I think everyone was like, "Yeah, you were crying." I was like, I cried every time. I cried 3 times.
Jordan's such a sweet guy. He'll cry when he sees children walking down the street. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting emotional." I'm like, "Jordan, it's okay. I'm here for you."
I like that. There's that commercial with any kind of commercial with animals.
Oh God,
jeez.
Sarah
McLachlan,
Oh,
those ones.
Yeah, she is. Why does she do that to us?
The SPCA commercials those are I can't talk about it.
At Socrates, what is it like to work with Skylar?
Oh my gosh, this girl. What a great question.
Kira?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's the sweetest little girl.
Probably like borderline genius. She's brilliant, so prepared. You have this, like, what is she, 9?
I think she's 9, yeah.
And she has already figured out that it's all about responding and finding.
She's so into the scene. Like, she's so present and committed. Yeah. To see a young kid that's that.
Yeah. I struggle with that. We all struggle with. Of course. Coming in, sometimes it's very difficult to stay rooted and stay connected. And lose yourself in the scene. But I think kids have that sense of play. And that sense of total
ever-expanding imagination that just doesn't quit with her too.
Yeah, they're just willing to surrender themselves so much more to imagination and to the creative process. Whereas I think we have a lot of social biases and inhibitions that sort of prevent us from going, okay, yes, I'm a dog and now I'm a pirate. Kids are, you tell them to be a dog, they're a dog. They're on the floor, and that's the place of play that you have to get back to.
How cute are Allison's kids too? Those like the cutest kids you've ever seen in your life? And you got to play with them.
I did, yeah.
I never worked with them, but
they were like just so
how fun were they? Were they excited to dress up when you?
Oh yeah, and I was trying everything I could to get them to laugh, and they were just like, "I'm not going to get."
They were just giving you nothing,
giving me attitude and nothing, and I was like, "Okay, you guys are great." They're really sweet, but they knew what they were doing. They think they knew more.
They made you bring your A game to the table for sure.
Well, speaking of family, I just wanted both of you to ask.
obviously Felix and Sarah are family.
Yeah.
But the other clones, does Felix consider them like his sisters as well? And with Paul, he's kind of on the outside half.
Paul doesn't have a family. Yeah, I know.
So what does he? Do you guys consider the clones and Felix and Paul all kind of a weird mess up?
I would love. I don't think I'm on the inner circle yet. I don't think any of them trust Paul and what his true intentions are and what Paul's about. But I would love to be on the inner circle of the Felix and the clone family, the clone circle.
I think in the beginning it was sort of like Felix. He's been so close to Sarah, and one of his biggest fears is being left alone. That was something, inherent to outsiders, which is weird and kind of ironic because they're an outsider, but they fear isolation. So I think when Sarah discovers all of these, we'll call them familial connections because they are. They're quirky and weird, but they are sort of like sisters. I think there's actually, in the beginning, I was working with a twinge of jealousy. The fact that she has roots, she doesn't know where they go.
You're very jealous. Felix is very jealous.
Extremely.
Because even the fact that Paul and Sarah started having a little bit of a relationship, which there was a pretty fun scene that we cut, but Felix was very sassy and jealous of Paul and Sarah's.
He was when he finally
burgeoning the relationship. Yeah. Actually, wouldn't you be a little upset if you found someone that
I think
shagged
in general,
your bed?
I think there was a little bit of that as well. And then I had to wash
your silk sheets.
The props department, because I was ripping off bed sheets in the next scene. The props department thought it'd be really funny to load it up with condoms one time. I rip off the sheet, and there's loads of it. I was
awesome.
not going to break, and I was like, seriously, and I just start it's awful. But yeah, I think the connection with Allison, that relationship was really unexpected, and it's really funny because evidently, that's just it. They share so much. They actually are very similar, and I think either person could have become the other.
He's her confidant. He's all she really has at that moment, right?
Yeah.
And that was such a beautiful scene of you guys in the bathroom. I really loved it. Yeah.
That was where they solidified the relationship, and
I hope they really explore that in season 2 because we don't know anything about season 2. They don't tell us anything.
So cagey.
Yeah, so cagey about it. I literally
we start dating. And
I hope that I want Felix to come kick some butt with Paul. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think
it'd be awesome. They go out to a gun range and he teaches them how to shoot, and they're doing pull-ups together.
Idea how I would push the wardrobe department to let me do it in some drag or something.
Some drag camp.
Have my 3 women moment from Robert Altman's films, and they're on the gun range. Do you guys ever see 3 Women? Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
With the drama of it all. I would, I think that'd be really fun.
It'd be like The Odd Couple, right?
Fighting crime.
Felix and Paul. I'd also like to figure out what kind of animal he would fight as, because it would be different than a feline.
Felix?
When his felines are actually really
something with claws for sure.
I see this.
Yeah, maybe a Wolverine.
Badger. Honey badger.
The honey badger. Yes.
Honey badger don't care. Honey badger don't give a shit. Yeah, he's the honey badger. Yeah.
What does that make Paul then?
Oh gosh.
Lion. Batman.
With my voice right now, Batman, absolutely. I don't know.
I know we're going to sound like Barry White, all of us, by the end of the day.
I know, seriously.
So they're going to do a Halloween special just for you guys now.
Yeah, right. Or a musical episode, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. Even though when I was in college and I took my musical theater course.
Yeah, you have a musical theater background.
Not a background. It was just to get a drama degree, you had to take a musical theater class. And the teacher would always tell me, after we sang a song, he'd always say, Dylan, you're about as good enough to get government work when you get out of here. And I was like, what does that even mean? But that is so rude.
It's mean.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thanks, guys. Really, this was